guys, my name is Patel. We are from Glors Heating and Air Condition. Today we have a call for no cold air situation. So we are going to the customers. Let's check it out why that AC is not working. Come on. We are at the customer's house and here is the AC. Let's see why it's not working. So here we open the AC and it's called a condenser actually. We looking into here, we are not getting a 24 volt, so we have to check it out why that is not coming. There is a loop actually 24 volts coming from your thermostat to the furnace and from furnace to the AC. Technically it's coming from the furnace to the thermostat, again coming back to the furnace and from furnace to the AC. But there is some broken wires or something is there, but that is 24 volt is not coming. So first we will make sure that thermostat is on, as we already request customer and he says yes, thermostat is on and they put it in the right setting. So let's check it out what's happened. So yes, we are at the customer's thermostat here. We already checked into the furnace. The power is there on the R wire, which is this one, at the same point on the furnace. The R is coming, there is a 24 volts on the R. But when you set your thermostat to the AC, that the same R wire give the power to the AC, which is a Y or Y1 in some cases. So this has to be energized when you put this thermostat, and once it's energized, this power is going back to the furnace, and then from furnace it's going to the AC. But here it's not going inside the furnace back after you put the thermostat. So I believe that's a thermostat issue. So we will suggest the customer accordingly and we'll let you know if something else. So yes, we changed the thermostat for the customer and it was just simple. The thermostat was faulty and you can see now the AC is working after changing the thermostat. Again, we'll see here how to check the power. So first of all, you need to have a multimeter. This is a professional ones, but not necessarily you have whichever the kind of, as long as they are checking on the voltage, AC voltage of course, then you can use that. Make sure you put on the correct setting. It should be more than 240 voltage. Okay, here when I say 220 240, just don't bother, because 220 240 anywhere the numbers, that's just fine and it should be there. So let's check it out. I make sure the switch is on. Here it says on off. Sometime you have instead of switch there is a disconnect switch, so you can take it off. It's like a plug, and if it is pushed properly, that's also considered as on. So now we making sure here. Now this is our contactor that's initially getting a power here, and there is another power that coming from your thermostat or from the furnace. This is a 24 voltage. And let's see now, when we put these pots here, I should read a 240 somewhere. So you can check on my multimeter. I can see it's set it on voltage AC current, and it's a 247 248, which is fine. It should be like that. Now we are checking at a 24 volts. So this is a 24 volts, and yes, I'm getting a 24 volts. It's basically 27, but it's still we consider as a 24 volt, and it's going. But here we are looking at that contactors are not pushing. So when you have the 24 volt here, this piece job to push like that, and once it's pressed, as you heard just hum, the power comes here. So let's say if it is pushed, you will see the power here on my meter, the same voltage that you seen on the 247, but here there is no power, and there is a power on 24 volt, which is telling me these contactors are not pushed. Why? It's a contactor issue. So here you can diagnose like that. That's a contactor need to be changed, and yes, we will change the contactors and it might work. So yes, we change the contactors and condenser start working. The AC is working. Let's give the cold air. We check already the temperature drop. We check the refrigerant temperatures. That looks fine. So I'll show you again how to check that power to make sure. So once we check it out, this one it's 247 that was initially coming. You can check that. Now when I told you before This is a 24 volt. Once this press this contactor, then above it should be read the same as here. So now you can see the 245 is coming there, and your condenser start working. So that's how you change the contactors. Make sure take the video, take the photos, and put the same wire exactly the same. When you're buying a contactor, make sure it's the current voltage and everything is same. It should be identical. So we are checking more details. So we are trying to see what's the pressure in the AC as it is working, but before we leave, we just want to make sure it's working optimum. So here we hook up our hoses. The blue hoses is related to the suction line, and the red hose is related to the discharge, which is high pressure. This is a low pressure, and you can see the reading here. The reading on those on the low side is 109, on the high side is 200 psi. That's vary on the temperature and weather outside, as well as bunch of things that makes a difference on the numbers. You need to check a superheat subcooling, which is a little bit off for the customer who is not technical, but for me, as my readings, I check it out. Yes, I just need to add up a little bit, and I'll explain you how and what is the consequences about it. Thank you for watching the video.